YouTube. And as you guys probably know, I do not have my ears pierced. But a couple of days ago, I got my ears pierced. Now I have to wait for 2 whole months to get them switched, or I can take them out and put them in perfectly fine.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited. So
tell me about your experience.
For getting my ears pierced, as you guys are probably gonna ask, like, what was the pain of my ear piercing?
Yes.
It's not actually that bad. It's just a hard pinch in the ear. Seriously. All they do is just stick a needle through your ear, and then they just put the back part in, then the front, then they take out the needle.
So which part is the most hurt, left or right?
Honestly, left, because they did it first, and I didn't expect what the pain was, so it hurt a lot more than the right.
So in the future, do you think so you're gonna have a nose piercing?
I don't know. If you allow me, then yes, sure. But if Daddy or my mom doesn't allow me, then no, I wouldn't do it.
So or about when you're adult?
When I'm an adult, it depends what kind of nose piercing it is.
What about the ear? You're fine with those two, or do you want more?
I'm fine with these two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are we reading today?
Rosie's story.
It's about the cat or dog?
It's about a cat, and in the little heart, it says, well, above the heart, it says, the true story of a cat and her unlikely best friend.
Okay, let's read it.
I think I've watched her YouTube, but I don't know yet.
Okay, let's read this, okay?
I might have to rewatch this. My little brother. Oh, weird. On an April evening, 2015, Thai Tibui received an urgent call from a friend. A tiny kitten has been found alone on a dark street in San Jose, California. 22-year-old Thai had been rescuing kittens for a long time, so she sprang into action. Within minutes, Thai arrived at the scene, where she discovered the kitten curled up on the street outside her friend's house. The kitten had mostly black and brown fur. Her paws, legs, and chest were white, very tiny indeed. Thai tucked her strands of long black hair behind her ears and bent down to get a closer look. She looked sick, she said. Poor thing. She looked around the kitten's mother, but there wasn't another cat in sight. Thai's friend said she hasn't seen another cat for at least a day. Thai knew that without a mother to take care of her, the orphan kitten would need help to survive. Thai gently picked up the trembling kitten. I have to get you home, little one. As soon as I saw her, I knew you'd be able to help her, Thai's friend said gracefully. Thanks for calling, Thai replied, cradling the long-haired tabby kitten in her arms. I'll show you of what she looks like. Right here. So this is how she ended up now after Thai took care of her. This is how she ended up. And it's right in the front page, so you know how she looks. Carefully, Thai laid the kitten in the front seat of her car. She covered her with a blanket to keep her nice and snug. Then Thai began to drive home. As she pulled up to a stop sign, she glanced at the kitten and smiled. The kitten yawned, curling her tiny pink tongue. Although Thai had rescued a lot of kittens in her life, there's something very special just about this one. She could just feel it.
Like you feel it with your
tiger. Yes. It probably at the end of the video, I'm gonna go downstairs and bring Tiger to show what she looks like compared to Rosie.
Your cat is a lot.
Yeah, she's pretty fat, but I love her. She's so cute. You know, I have passion for cats, especially fat ones, because they just remind me of a big furry pillow that you can lay on. Like a big furry cat. You know, when we walk to my Mom's friend's house, there's like this big ol' fat orange tabby cat, right, Mama?
Mm-hmm.
It's fat and chunky.
And old,
Very old, too.
22 years old.
22?
Mm-hmm.
Choppy only lived to 18.
No, she was, when he died, I think he was 23 years old.
23? Oh. Well, and also there's a scar right next to the butt of the tail.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
A bad scar. And also, he loves kids, except, he is
Hi to
afraid.
Daddy, though.
Yeah, he's scared of a lot of people, but you have to make a friendly approach for him to like you.
I
And
know every cat likes you, huh?
yeah, a lot of cats like me, except the stray ones that we have in the back alley over there. They never trust nobody.
They are.
They only trust the lady that feeds them. And on Thanksgiving night, Daddy gave a leftover turkey parts to the cat so they can have a Thanksgiving meal.
They give lots of turkey.
I didn't see how much turkey my dad gave him, but Thanksgiving was nice. There was a big turkey. We had some so on Thanksgiving we had a big turkey, some stuffing, mashed potatoes,
Apple pie.
yes, apple pie and sweet potato casserole. Mama, would you mind if I show them?
Okay. I'm eating right now.
Yeah, Mama was eating the sweet potato casserole. This is what it looks like. You add marshmallows to it. I'm gonna have a bite.
It's so good.
It's basically sweet potatoes. So if you love sweet potato, you're gonna probably like this dish a lot.
I love it.
And you just add cinnamon and marshmallows to it. Maybe add some walnuts if you like it. But if you're allergic to walnuts or any type of nut, don't add it to the sweet potato casserole.
It's back to the
Oh my God, it's good. Anyways, sorry, I need a little snack. The kitten slowly opened her green eyes. She didn't know where she was. She was shivering, but she was starting to feel warmer now that she nestled in the cozy blanket. Her stomach grumbled. There was no mom to feed her. What's happening, she thought. The kitten tilted her head and saw someone seated beside her. Her hands on the steering wheel. They were inside a car, but where are we headed, she wondered. Bump! The kitten's body jerked, and the person's hand shot out to keep her from flying for the ward. The kitten sniffed the hand, smelled sweet and comforting. Maybe this human had food for her. Her stomach gurgled again. She opened her mouth, mewing, but no food appeared. She started to feel hungrier and weaker by the second. Sorry to interrupt again. So my dad says if a cat chooses you, like how Tyke told me. So basically my dad says the reason why cats and dogs choose a specific person is that they look through the soul to see if they're kind and sweet and stuff. My tiger chose me because I love her a lot. But my parents don't like it when she eats, though. She's so fat and chunky. Like I said, I'll show you her. She's very fat and chunky. Probably right now taking a nap on the chair. We have this green chair, kind of like this one, but it's not a harp shape. It has this gold outer layer, though. Okay. And it's green, right? It's like a circle, and with wooden legs, and every time at the dinner table, she would just sit like, I'm waiting for the food to pop in my mouth. And then she would always take a nap there. Really good. Ty rushed the kitten inside her single-story house, which was where she and her two sisters, Twa, and Tram, took care of an abandoned animals. The boy sisters had tons of experience with newborn kittens, so Ty knew just what to do. She started by placing the tiny kitten on a heated blanket. From the hands of her, the kitten was about 2.5 to 3 weeks old. A kitten age that needed mother's milk, but since there was no mother cat around, Ty needed to prepare a bottle of kitten formula, which was close. She was going to to get real cat milk. Don't worry, Ty assured the kitten. I got something yummy for you. Ty took the formula out of the closet, feeding the kitten a cow milk or soy milk that can be very dangerous. Well, sorry, I have to re-say that again. Feeding a kitten cow milk or soy milk can be very dangerous. Luckily, kitten formula has just the right kind of vitamins and minerals that newborn kittens need to help them grow. And this one needed the kitten formula right away. Quickly, Ty fit a special bottle with a rubber tip. These rubber tips make a kitten think that they're drinking milk from the mother. If the kitten's mouth is very tiny, a dropper can be used to deliver the milk instead. Whatever the method, Ty knew it was important to make sure that the formula drips out one tiny drop at a time. After all, this was a teeny tiny kitten with a teeny tiny mouth and a teeny tiny tummy. Oh, have I told you the story of how we met our kittens? I'll tell you that at the end of the story when Ty's is here so that she can be a part of the reunion. Once the powder formula and once Ty shook it to make sure there were no lumps, clumps of powder can block the hole and keep the kitten from getting the milk. Ty tested the formula on the inside of her wrist to make sure it wasn't too hot. Picked the kitten up and placed her on her belly onto her lap. This is the safest position to bottle feed a kitten. This is also a position a kitten would most likely take milk from the mother. Ty guided the kitten towards the bottle. Slowly, the formula dripped into her hungry mouth. There you go. Easy now, Ty said. Just then, Lilo, one of Ty's huskies, padded into the living room to see what was going on. Lilo had just been sprayed and was wearing a cone so she couldn't bite or lick the itchy stitches. Hi, Lilo, said Ty. Came to see what all the excitement was about, Lilo kissed Ty, then glanced at the kitten and trotted back into her bed. Tram, the youngest Bluey's sister, passed Lilo in the doorway and she stepped into the living room. I see we have another patient, Tram said, kneeling next to Ty and the kitten. Ty nodded. My friend called me about this rescue and I got there just in time. The kitten was so frail. She must be starving, Tram added. Speaking of starving, I'll go feed the others. And with that, she headed into the kitchen to prepare bottles for other little rescuer kittens. Ty's kitten felt warm and soft, touching her mouth. And was that milk? With all the energy she could find, the kitten sucked on the bottle. The warm milk tasted so good after being hungry for so long. As she drank, her tired eyes began to close. After a few more small sips, she fell asleep in the rescuer's lap. Ty had taken a breath of relief when the kitten started taking the bottle, but worried when the kitten stopped drinking. She grew very worried. She knew that the kitten needed more than just a few sips. So cute as she walked into the living room, she pulled out her phone to snap a photo of the cute kitten. Ty nodded. Cute but weak. I tried feeding her, but she didn't take much. Toe sighed. She must be exhausted. Who knows what she's been through? We have to do everything we can try to save her, Ty said. She needs more milk. Agreed. Tram entered into the living room to join in. First things first, feeding schedule. Tram grabbed a pen and a piece of paper. The sisters were used to creating strict around-the-clock schedules for the newborn or potential kittens they rescued. According to the schedule, the sisters would rotate the feeding every 2 to 3 hours and try giving the tiny kitten 10 to 14 millimeters of formula each time. The sisters knew that they wouldn't get much sleep, but they were used to that. It's what they need to do to keep the kitten alive. held the bottle, waiting for the kitten to wake up and take a sip. Her eyes set on a photograph of her two sisters back in middle school. Since then, Ty has been taking care of street cats, also known as feral cats. She couldn't bear to see cats without homes, but her mother wouldn't let them bring inside, so she put fresh food and water out for them. But one day, Ty found two neonatal kittens. She knew she couldn't simply leave food outside for them. These little kittens need special extra care, or they surely won't survive. So, against her mother's wishes, Ty brought them inside the house. Ty's mother wasn't happy when she saw the kittens crawling across the kitchen floor. She didn't like the idea of feral cats in her house. They are usually scared of humans and may not know how to act around them. But when she looked at the tiny balls of fur and their sweet blue eyes, she couldn't turn them away. She told Ty that the kittens need a nurse. Was Ty's mother started fostering feral kittens at home. Fostering animals means to take care of them around temporarily until a forever home is found. Come on, little one, Ty urged the kitten, who was fast asleep on her lap. Ty tickled the kitten's lips with the bottle, but she didn't stir. Ty yawned. It was late. She was exhausted. My turn. A sleepy toe